Hey everyone, it's Honest Stewie here. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. And in this video I'm going to do a top 5 horror movies that I've watched recently. So I'm a horror movie buff and I do love a good horror movie. So I figured what's the best list for me to do is a horror movie top 5 list. And this can be from an old one, which is the first one, to my number 1 spot, which is, I'd say new, last year. Not this year, not yet. There is a few that I would add on a list, like a top horror movie list, but I'll do that near the end of the year because there's a lot of horror movies coming out recently. Like there's Together, there's Weapons, there's I Know What You Did Last Summer, still need to watch them. I watched Sinners. Sinners is amazing, by the way. Hands down, that's like the best one of the year. But scratch that one, Nosferatu is my favourite. I just love it. Love that pace and direction, which a few of these movies have in common, especially the first one. It's not like about a vampire or whatever, but it's got that slow build. So yeah, I'm going to delve into the list, but a quick shout out just before I go into my list of movies, and a quick thank you to everybody who's viewing the videos, liking the videos, subscribing to my channel, because I'm seeing a growth in subscribers. It's shot up to 93 subscribers, maybe more by the time I've done this video. Thank you very much. I appreciate it because it's something I've been working on for a long time, and it's just a nice hobby to have, to do this, and I enjoy it. So yeah, let's delve into the list. So I'm going to delve into my number 5 spot. So coming in at number 5 is Before Awake. Now it's a Netflix movie, horror movie. Whoa, Netflix did a horror movie, right? I can't believe it. No, it's because of the one genius director. It's my favourite, hands down director going, Mike Flanagan. He linked so much with a lot of real stuff tied in with monsters, and they're never truly monsters. Like they come across like a ghost, like a monster, but when you see it, they've actually got depth to them, and there's a meaning to them. This movie's one of them. It's basically about kid has dreams and they come to life. Now that's a simple premise that can be done in any horror movie, but he uses it so well. Like the kid draws up butterflies, so he's a foster kid, so the parents take him in. I'm not going to break the movie down or spoil the movie, don't worry. But if you haven't seen it, this is the synopsis of it. So it's basically, I think that's how you say it, it's basically kid has dreams to come to life, and we've got this grieving family who's lost their son recently, and they adopt this kid, and that's his gift he's got. They don't know about this. They just see butterflies one night and think, wow, butterflies are out tonight, and she gets bit by a moth, and so forth and so forth. Now, the reason why this movie is on this list is because, obviously, Mike Flanagan, like I've said, but the creature design, the monster, you just know where this movie's going. It's creepy, but also there's some really cool scene. Like there's a cool scene I've got to talk about here where, because like I mentioned about the butterflies, he also dreams about moths, and the moths are kind of villains in this. I'd say, because poor moths though, but it's like they all gather together to make like a creature form. He watches a Christmas video of their son because the family twig on a little bit that, oh, we can make things come to life. So he obviously does the sun, and the son walks in. We see it in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler me saying this. We see him on the cover, because obviously he can dream the son once he's seen an image of him and stuff like that. So it's quite cool. So anyway, they exploit him a little bit in it. This is the beginning. It's not a spoiler, and all the butterflies sort of make this monster. And he saw a Christmas tree at the beginning, so he starts dreaming about glowing butterflies. And this is a sick scene. There's 2 glowing moths that fly up to become the monster's eyes, and it sounds a bit goofy, but it looks so cool. And it leans over and then becomes the monster and whispers at him, and oh, honestly, that scene is just Mike Flanagan. He's just amazing at what he does, and this movie is extremely underrated in my opinion. It's a few year old, and the kid in it is the one out of what's it called, Bad Boys? No, Good Boys. Bad Boys? Good Boys. He's out of that. He's the main kid in that. We say kid, more of a teenager now. That movie was so underrated. Honestly, I feel like this should have got a lot more recognition. Yes, there's a few, you could argue, unanswered questions at the end, but you kind of get it. Like, you understand how it ends. The more you think about it, the more it makes a bit of sense on where it's going, and I think it's great. hands down, an amazing movie. Quick shout out, the actress does actually, because she has different coloured eyes in the movies, in this movie, and another movie she was in, and I thought she's wearing like a contact lens. She actually does have a generic thing. People can do it. It's quite common, to be honest, because you can get a little bit of a different colour in one eye to the other, like a bit of brown in one and that. But she has a full-on brown eye and a full-on blue eye. Obviously, there's a bit more blue in the brown, but she looks cute. And I point it out in the movie that the kid says he likes her eyes, which is really cute. So that's why it's number 5, because I wouldn't class this as I would say it's a horror. Ooh, hold on a minute. Whew, excuse me. Whew. Anyway, I would class this more as it's dealing with grief and loss, but it is horror elements to it, like the monster does look creepy and scary, which is what Mike Flanagan's great for. But it also looks also the story isn't scary, just the monster's scary. So anyway, coming in at the number 4 spot is something called Control Freak. Now, it's a Star original movie, and this is another similar one to the first one. This I got a bit confused with, and it's a bit slow, but the actress in it's amazing. Well, the two actors, the guy who is the love interest in this movie, he is out of The Quarry. It's him. The guy who tries to get with, I forgot the other guy's name, the main guy's name, but you know his face when you see it. He has a beard in this too, he suits it. I say beard, not like mine, but like a bit of growth. And it's basically, by the cover, so this isn't me spoiling it, about ants controlling it. It's like a big giant ant, like a creature monster thing made of ants, controlling her. Now, the main reason why this is on here is I'm not going to spoil it. The movie constantly has you questioning, is it in her head? Is it not? She's constantly scratching her head, and she's making it bleed, and she's scratching it. There's some really grim scenes, especially near the end, where you're a bit like, ooh. But it's worth a watch, to be honest with you. It's not the greatest, that's why it's number 4. But it's on this list because I actually really enjoyed it. And the ending kind of answered my question, which is a lot of questions everyone will have. And that's, is it real or not? And I'm going to leave it at that. The only thing I'm going to say is it might be a little bit cringy at the intro because there's a social media thing. But you'll know the actress. If you love the actress, you'll really enjoy it. So it's like a kind of hidden gem. It's on Disney Plus. It's a Star original. Just put in Control Freak, and you'll see an ant coming out of her eye. I know the grim photo in the front. Yeah, there is a certain scene where ant goes up her nose and it's grim, but it's not. There's a lot of dream scenes, and I don't really like dream sequences, so I don't like it where you see something, which obviously the first one, that's why it's number 5. But if it's done right, I love it. So coming in at number 3. Now, I've mentioned this on my list before, but I'm going to have to mention it again because, again, which ties in with Control Freak and my number 5 spot. And the reason why I like these 3 movies is the creature designs. Now, my number 3 spot, Boogeyman. Boogeyman. Amazing. Yes, it's slow. Yes, it could have a little bit more to it. That's why it's number 3. But the creature design is amazing. And this is just a chapter out of Stephen King's book. And I have to say, you can see why he's a fantastic director. Like, that is a chapter. That is like, I mean, obviously his chapters are like thick. But the fact that they've made a movie out of this is mint. And they've done it right. You know, like I say, there was slow bits in between. There was a few bits where you're like, what? But it kind of makes sense at the end, and it leaves it very open-ended. So we could have another one, and the actress is amazing. She's in a number 1 spot as well, so that's a little hint to what my number 1 spot movie is, horror movie. So yeah, I'm going to say, if you haven't seen Boogeyman, another one on Disney Plus. It's on Disney Plus. Watch it. That's all I'm going to say about it because it is amazing. It's great. Like I said, there's a little slow bit, but the ending pays off. And it's a really good ending. And you don't know, you know, it's one of them. Possible sequel? We don't know. So, coming in at my number 2 spot is, I've rewatched it recently as well. And I have to talk about this. I was debating this being my number 1 spot, but it's going to be number 2. Alien Romulus. Amazing. Hands down, one of the best. Now, it is a horror movie. It's one of the best horror movies I've seen last year. Hands down. Like, it was amazing. Or was it the year before? It was the year before. It was the other October. It was mint. They actually did practical effects in this, and it pays off. Like, the xenomorph looks amazing. Because they've actually built an xenomorph. They haven't done the stuff like in Covenant and Prometheus where they animate the full alien. Well, what you see anyway. It's all practical effects. Now, don't get me wrong, I know the others use some practical effects. I know Romulus used some, not Romulus, Prometheus used some practical effects as well. But it's a lot of CGI. This isn't that much CGI, except the acid blood and certain stuff. But it's a lot of practical effects, and it works so well. And to be honest with you, as a standalone movie, it's great. That's why it's at number 2, because as a standalone, even if you don't tie it in with Alien and it was a totally different creature chasing them, it would still be mint. But the fact that it's Alien and it's loyal to the law and it's loyal to the movie, it's based off the end of the second movie and that game, Isolation. It's pretty much based after Isolation, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I personally couldn't get into Isolation. I don't like them type of games where you can't fight back, but stuff fights you and you can shoot the android. I couldn't quite get into that. Plus, I suck at stealth. I suck at stealthy games. So, but there's loads of hints. Like at the beginning, there's a little chicken thing on the ship, and the android is absolutely amazing. He is so good at acting. He needs more roles. Arguably, just because of the theme of Sinners, he should have been in Sinners, in my opinion. But again, nothing beats the main guy out of Sinners. So, that's Romulus. We all know that there's a hint that we're going to get another Alien movie with Ridley Scott back in it. Ridley Scott directing it, and Sigourney Weaver back in it, which I think would be amazing. And then we're doing another Romulus. We're getting another Romulus. The reason why it's number 2, now don't get me wrong, it's got one of the most terrifying designs at the end. There's a little rumour, you probably have seen it by now. It's actually a guy who plays him, a really tall guy. And bless the guy, he does look creepy a little bit. But obviously that amped him up more. It's just amazing. And it's Hawk Girl, who's in it too, which I didn't realise. That's why I rewatched it. So, we've got a lot of horror with supernatural elements to it. Creature designs, as you can tell, another good creature design, another good horror movie creatures. And this is a lot of sort of, you could argue, ghosts and you know. But I'm missing a genre out here. This is what my number 1 spot's going to come into. A person. Psychological. And it's Heretic. Now, this blew me away. It blew me away. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is. Like, I love Hugh Grant. The girl's in it again, out of what I just mentioned, Boogeyman, and she was in Companion. Now, I don't want to mention Companion because I don't want to spoil Companion for anyone. So don't even look at the poster of Companion. But I don't want to talk about it on this channel. It's a hands down amazing movie. Watch it. The reason I haven't mentioned it on this channel is because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Just talking about it spoils it, in my opinion. And I already think the trailers show too much. But this movie, Heretic, at first, the topic isn't my cup of tea. Not fond of the whole religion horror movies. I don't like I think Long Legs, if I can speak, went a bit religious. I don't like that stuff. I don't like the whole God sent me to do this, is God real question and stuff like that. I'd rather keep that out of a movie and watch a good movie, take a mind off all that crap. But this is done so well that I actually, like, I love it. Like, Hugh Grant's amazing as a villain. Hugh Grant is, ever since he was in The Gentleman, he is just absolutely took off. Like, he was great anyway. Bridget Jones, he was great. I'm not even mad that they brought him back. But No, this is for me, I'd say his best role yet. I've seen him on the big screen, and it was great. It was really good. It's basically two Mormons go to his house, and they pretty much try and convert him, but they can only do it if he's got a wife that can come in. So he says, "Oh, my wife's baking apple pie." You see it in the trailer, lights a candle, and they're talking for ages, and it's more about. I don't really do the slow talk movie, but this is more of a metaphor, but it's done in a right way. Like, it has definitely got some horror elements to it, and it does have a creature in it, ish. But it's not a monster; it's a human. That's not me spoiling it. You can see where it's gonna go. And I just say check it out, mainly because Hugh Grant is amazing in it. And also I like a good psychological horror. That's why it's number one. I like a good sort of you could say a down to earth horror, and it's also quite a ambitious movie, but it can come across pretentious, but it works. This is where it works. This is why Longlegs failed for me. It tries to be an artsy, ambitious movie. Like I just said there, it tries to be pretentious. Sorry, my mind went completely blank then, and I had to cough as well. So, yeah, like I said, pretentious, artsy sort of symbols coming on your screen, random stuff. Nicolas Cage, obviously we love Nicolas Cage, but all that, ooh. And it's like it to me came across goofy, pretentious, and boring. But when I watched Heretic, which is a different role but still religion, at first I thought it was going to be like that. I thought it was going to be very pretentious, very getting their message, their ideologies, in your face. No, no. It couldn't be any more realistic with it, but also not. It's like both sides. I don't know how they did it, but both sides you agree with. And it's crazy how the movie goes. It's just a wild ride. It is a lot of talking though. Like, there's a lot of talking, but I'm not mad because I love Hugh Grant. I could just listen to him. I could happily just listen to him rambling about anything. So that I will warn you with that. It's a lot of talking. And he does go on about a few things that you're like, okay, you're going a bit much, but I don't mind because the way he does it is quite, like I say, it's an art movie. And it's an arty movie, and it's great. And then when it goes to the proper horror elements, it gets pretty messed up, to be honest with you. And it's great because the director, he knows what he's doing when it comes to horror. I tell you that. He did a few other movies, but my mind's gone blank again. I can't remember, but he is a great director. And at the end of it, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. It's him who's done this. And the ending's great. Yeah, if you haven't watched it, check it out. So that's it. Top 5 horror movies that I've watched recently. Like I say, you can see my theme recently. It's been a lot of ghosts, but I do like monsters too. I like a good monster movie. I love a good, like, slasher as well. Scream comes out this year. Or is it next? No, it's this year, isn't it? So I'll be doing a review of that too. And I can't wait for Scream. They're bringing him back. Bring them both back. I wouldn't be mad at that. You can't bring the other guy back though, because he was dead. I mean, in all fairness, the other guy was dead. The TV fell on him, but you could see, not mad. But the other guy got shot, like, a lot. Like, he's dead. To keep him as a ghost, I'm happy with that. But please bring back him, because he's amazing. Bring back Shaggy and bring him a dog. Doggo. All right, before I get sidetracked with Scooby-Doo, let's end the video here. And thank you very much for watching. Again, subscribe, bring it on. I love it. I'll be doing another video shortly. Right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.